we're back with another race in FXR. Today it's the Mexican Grand Prix for what would have been the third to last round of the season, but of course we've got Italy to come once again at the end of the season, so still another 4 rounds to go, including this one. Here's Q1 briefly. Ched's actually with a penalty for that incident in Austin last time out, so that's why he didn't set time there. But moving on now then to Q2, where we will be trying to go through, as always, on the medium tyres. So this wasn't the best laps, so we'll have to see if it is actually going for us to actually get through here. We're a bit off the pace there. We're actually down in 8th, so I did go out on soft tyres here just in case I needed to, but I could see here that I wasn't going to be beaten, so I backed off right at the last second there just to make sure that I didn't lock myself into the soft tyres there. And it's going to be just me and Jake then of the top 10 by the things that who are going to be on the medium tyres, because everyone else opted for soft tyres here then. So I'll be interested then in the race to see how that plays out. Tyre I think is quite bad around here, I think, so that's why I still went for the mediums, because it may well have been a bit easier. I actually bottled my final run a bit in Q3 because I've got to put my ERS on as the lap started, but I did still find some time later on, so that was a bit frustrating because I lost 2/10 basically before the lap even really started there. But yeah, as you can see, we are actually gaining the time back now, so yeah. I was a bit annoyed at the end of this because I was thinking, you know, what might we have been if we'd actually, you know, had the ERS on for the full lap there. But nonetheless, then this was my best lap time, and I think overall I felt sort of okay with the car around here. This is a track that I always think that I don't really like, but then whenever I come back to it, it's one that I tend to enjoy. I can pick it up again quite quickly. It's also a track I'd say that has served me sort of okay in league racing. It's one of those tracks where it's quite easy to rack up corner cutting penalties, so for me, I usually benefit from not getting many or any, so I think that's why sometimes this track does yeah, suit me quite well, because I manage to sometimes avoid that. Nonetheless, so our final lap then wasn't too great. It was only 4th in the end, and to be fair, we may well not have actually done any better than that, even if we hadn't messed up our ERS at the start there. Then there was a bit of a gap there to 3rd, and we were well off of Psycho Swish there, who comfortably took pole then for a 2nd race in a row there with quite a comfortable pole time. There's a strategy then saying it's going to be mediums to hard, so we'll see if we can do that then. And I would have thought that maybe it'd be 2 stops for those who are starting on the soft tyres then, unless they can extend that first stint out enough to go over to mediums. But I think that for that we are in a much better position than on the mediums. Although we'd had a bit of a glitch here where my tyre wear just went weird. I had a lot on the left rear and then barely anything on the other tyres, so I don't know what that was all about, but I guess just yet another issue with the online on this game, I guess. As we are coming towards the grid now then, we've got Pyro behind us in 5th. He's actually disconnected, but he is rejoining, but his AI wasn't in control for the start here, so yeah, he's one to watch out for then as we line up, and the lights are coming on now. And away we go, and well, it's an absolute rocket of a start then from Pyro's AI there, then straight up into 2nd position. We've not had the best start there, and we're under pressure from Leon behind us there, and we've already got a bit of a gap in front of us into the top 4. In someone on the inside, quite cautious in here. We've had some bad experiences in the past into that first corner when we missed our break-in point in the past, but we managed to get through cleanly this time then. But that gap at the front was starting to put out, but then the virtual safety car comes out. Not quite sure why, because it looks like, from what I can see, everyone made it through there, but I guess just maybe a few little incidents at the back and maybe a bit of damage going on, so I guess that was what it was. As we see then, Pyro's AI just went off like a rocket then at the start, up into 2nd place there, challenging Psycho Squish for the lead. I think he may well have actually got it there, not quite. Psycho managed to just about hang on there. The other Ferrari had a little bit of contact though behind us there, but I think they managed to get away with no damage there. There's a racing point over the grass a little bit, but overall it looked fairly tidy. But I guess there's just a little bit of an incident right at the back, I'm guessing, as Pyro actually was not in control of his car and he dropped quite a way back there because his tyres had the absolute zero glitch there with the tyre temperatures. I think that's what it was, and he was just keeping out of the way there because he had no grip basically. And it took us until lap 8 really to start putting some pressure on the cars in front of us. Crowdin overtook Jar of Dirt here then, and we're now going to overtake the Renault as well then, and move ourselves up onto the podium then. Already 6 seconds behind Psycho Swish there then, so he was really pulling away at the front, and we were a couple of seconds then behind Crowdin. There was a brief virtual safety car on lap 10, but it didn't really affect the race there. But Crowdin pitted right at the end of it there, and that would suggest that he's on a 2-stop then, pitting on lap 10. Swish though extending this stint quite a bit, but he is now starting to lose a lot of time because of it. We took basically a second a lap out of him there by the looks of things, because yeah, it went down by about 3 seconds in 3 laps there. He pits only a lap before we're scheduled to pit then, and he is indeed going for that one stop as well then onto the hard tyres. We're just going to have to hope then that we benefit from just having 1 lap newer tyres then later on. Of course we have brought the gap back down quite a lot, having had better pace on the mediums at the end, so that could work into our favour then. It's given us a little bit of a jump start then in this second part of the race. But what's really helped us here though is a virtual safety car coming out while we're still in the pit lane here. Crowdin's got the jump on Swish because he's on that 2-stop and pitted earlier, but for us coming out of the pit lane we just lose out to them both, but we've caught right up to the back of Psycho Swish. I mean, we're expecting Crowdin to be ahead of us because he pitted so much earlier, as a little bit of lag as the virtual safety car ended, but it's back to normal now then. But yeah, that's really brought us up into play then with Psycho Swish then, only a couple of seconds behind him. So yeah, that worked out quite nicely for us there then with that little VSC there. What didn't help though was that we got a 3-second penalty there, so I was saying that, you know, I usually manage to not get many penalties here, but I've got one there then. But only a lap later Swish also got one then, so the top 3 then, we've all got 1 3-second penalty then. We're all back on a level playing field here then, so it's going to be back to being a close race then. But the safety car comes out again. Well, no, this is a full safety car this time then on lap 23, just as they were starting to pull away as well, so that was quite helpful for us there then. Crowdin's got himself another penalty, so we're looking pretty good for 2nd place at this point, but we want a bit more than that then. And you know, now that the season's like wrapped up basically with the driver's title, I've just been, you know, wanting to just enjoy races a bit more, and not that I wasn't enjoying them before, because I definitely was, but just taking like a few more risks, and you know, because it doesn't really matter too much if it goes wrong basically. So whilst Crowdin and Swish went for mediums here, I decided to go for a bit of a gamble and go for the soft tyres, and yeah, just really see if I could push a bit in this final part of the race and really, you know, take the fight to them. And you know, we may well end up with no tyres at the end, but you know, we don't have much to lose, so we may as well just try and enjoy it then and take the fight to them a bit more, because it doesn't seem like we really have the pace on the same tyres as them. So I think soft tyres are probably going to be our best bet here then, to actually go for it and go for the win here, rather than just sit back and take 3rd. As we're back underway now then for the final 10 laps of the race, and we're just going to go straight on the attack if we can then. Crowdin trying to break the slipstream there, but we've got a good run now then as we head towards turn 1. Can we outbrake him here then? While we're side by side, he's just about going to get there in front of us, but we should have another bicep then down towards turn 4 if we can get a good drive here. We're in the slipstream then, but he's also in the slipstream with Swish, to be fair, although a bit further back. We've got a good run towards turn 4 now then, up the inside. He brakes late once again. He's gone a bit deep this time. Running outside of turn 5, we may well get a good drive on the exit here. That is indeed what we've done. We're up then into 2nd position. It's just Psycho Swish in front of us now then. Both of us with the same amount of penalties at this stage, so it'll be a straight fight for the lead if we can catch up to him there. As we see a replay then, we were side by side through turns 4 and 5. I think he maybe just took a little bit too much curb there in turn 5. That hurt his traction and allowed us to sweep running outside and move ourselves up into 2nd position here. as we skip now then to lap 30, where we're right on the back of Swish now then. But whilst I was also using up my tyres, I was also using up my ERS as well, when I was having to really be careful with how I was using it here, because yeah, I was sort of using a little bit too much here then to try and like make the most of these long straights. And yeah, I was having to sort of really pick the moments here to like see when I was actually going to use it, because yeah, we were sort of struggling a bit here. And yeah, I just really had to try and pick my moment if I could, because yeah, I wanted to try and get past him if I could, because I knew that the medium tyres would probably pick up pace later on. But at the same time, it was sort of hard to really pick the right moment here. As you can see, we've already gone back to medium here, but we're getting a great run then, so I guess maybe he also was on medium, or he ran out there. We're up the inside into the first corner. We're side by side then for his first little complex here then. We've managed to get ourselves up into the lead of the race then, and we've got a little bit then to pull away now. We've got DRS though, which helps us as well, and we are moving us, well, we maintain the lead then, and we'll see now if we can hold it to the end of the race there then. And yeah, we skip to later on in the lap then, where we're still just about ahead. He's going to have DRS on this lap. We actually lose the back end there then, just about recover it, but he also lost the back end as well then. He's had he's actually gone for a spin then. We almost did, but that has dropped in down then to third place. He's 8 seconds behind, and that's really taken a lot of pressure off us then. But now the pressure is going to come from Crowden then instead. But yeah, showing there for Psycho Swift, that was such a bizarre coincidence though. We just both at the same time pretty much just lost the back end. We managed to just about recover it, but he wasn't quite as lucky there. But on the penultimate lap now then, Crowden, he does have more penalties than us, but he's going to go for it then and try and take the win on track, and sort of maybe hope that we also are pressured into getting another penalty here possibly. But he's gone through then back up into the first place then. We just have to stick with him if we can, and we should be okay here then. We are still within DRS range, heading on to the final lap now then. We're actually getting a great run as well. I've turned off the overtake, but we're still getting a fantastic run here then. We do a little bit of a dummy to the outside and then flick back to the inside. We're back up the inside then into the first corner, and we've retaken the lead then. We managed to block the line then for turns 2 and 3 almost, but he does get a good drive out of turn 3. We've got a bit of overtake then to use. We can pretty much use as much as we can here then, because we'll save a lot back during this tight and twisty middle part of the lap. So yeah, we managed to just about do enough there to hang on, but we do have a bit of a bad run out of turn 5. It's us that has a bad run out of turn 5 this time. That allows him to dive up the inside for turn 6. We then cut back underneath, use the overtake we saved up to almost get ahead into the S's, but he was still just about alongside us then. We get another warning, another one, and we are level on penalties here. We're side by side still through the S's, a little bit of wheel banging. I had to lift off there slightly to make sure I didn't get that final warning there to be on to 6 seconds of penalties. We're still side by side heading towards the stadium complex. He runs a little bit wide this time. The crowd are already starting to celebrate here, but we still don't know who's going to come out on top here. We've just about done enough, it looks like then, through the final corner. What a final lap that was then. And to the line, we win the Mexican Grand Prix. That was a fantastic battle there at the end. Side by side for most of the final lap, and not even on the long DRS straights, would you believe? So yeah, this was I mean, that was the one bit of contact there was as well, and it wasn't even anything major at all there, and we still came out on top, despite just having a little bit of a nudge off the track there. But still, just a really fantastic battle there at the end. Almost a little bit like Dijon-esque in a way, or like Fuji. It's sort of almost on the same sort of level as them, obviously in a video game, so not as spectacular, and maybe a little bit less contact, but still just a fantastic battle there on the final lap. And of course he did have those penalties, but as I said, we were only one warning away at the end there, and it would have been level. So yeah, that was really tense all the way to the end. I didn't really need to fight that as much as I did, but as I was saying, with the championship wrapped up, I don't mind, like taking some more risks now. So yeah, I was glad I did that really, because it gave us a fantastic final lap there. But yeah, we took the win then. Crowd in second, Psycho Swish in third, Quag and John McGill then rounded out the top 5 there. And I haven't seen the standings, so yeah, not sure what to say about that, but obviously if I have them I will put them on screen now. I'm not sure if the constructors is wrapped up yet. I don't think it is, but I think we've made another good stride towards it today. So yeah, that's good then all around. And yeah, that is it then for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then I really appreciate a like on the video, and I'll see you next time.